I'm Glenn McGuinness, and this is Outburst. On the program, do you feel Canada is respected on the world stage?
Absolutely, Canada is respected on the world stage.
We're pretty well viewed. Too polite, maybe a little bit, eh?
I would not say that we're respected worldwide in terms of our ability to contribute to various things.
There's got to be some respect there.
But first, experts say that 1 in 3 Canadians will experience some form of mental illness in their lifetime. And over the past 5 years, the number of Canadians that have reported their mental health as excellent has decreased by 7%. A lot of that could be due to the pandemic. But while the federal government has invested millions in new initiatives, is that money being used effectively? And what more could be done to yield better results when it comes to our mental health? We took this question to Canadians.
How could we improve our mental health support systems in Canada?
I think partially maybe integrating it more in the education system is a big thing. I know it's a lot of students are struggling with that stuff, and you don't get a lot of that support in school without going out of your way for it. So I think more readily available support in education, that's a big part of it for me.
Somehow we have to get more people involved in the health system. I don't know how to do that. I don't have the answers for sure, but it's getting pretty bad. People can't get the help they need. And so I don't want it to become like United States, you know. A gun is the answer to the problem.
Just listen to the people. You know, don't just push away people because there's stigma. Because I have BPD, and my mental illness is often stigmatized by all these mental health professionals that are supposed to help people like me. Just don't tell us that we're too much for you to deal with. Just listen to us, listen to our stories, listen to our problems instead of just pushing us to the side.
Engage people who work in that field to understand what's happening on the ground, people who are experiencing mental health challenges and issues, families of those people, and experts who work with individuals in that space. I think you can only get options if you engage all that experience it.
I don't think anybody wants to be responsible for people with mental health issues. I think that's probably an underlying issue, like a root cause. Everybody's just swept under the rug as if it doesn't matter.
I guess you start with the destigmatization of just mental health services in general, whether that's like making it so people feel like they're able to ask for help without feeling ostracized or embarrassed. And yeah, I guess that's the first major thing.
More psychiatrists, more health authority or mental health authorities, and instead of sending them out in the street, get them treatment.
I've had a couple friends go into the psychiatric ward in the hospital, and you know, within a week they're out because they tell the psychiatrist exactly what they want to hear. Oh, you're fine, you can go home now. And then, you know, they're back there a month or two later. They need to, more treatment, better treatment.
Take it out of the prison system, the court system, the police system, and start putting it into rehab treatment. Because I think that a lot of the mental health issues that we've got are either caused by drugs or result in people doing drugs. I think it's all intertwined. And I think that we've misplaced our priorities a long time ago. And I think if we took a quarter of the money that we put into enforcement and criminalization in the justice system and put it into mental health, treatment of, and drug rehab, I think we would be way further ahead.
That's actually something that I know about because I work at the wellness center at TRU, so I'm a student wellness ambassador, and I've been working with students on one-to-one peer mentor support. I feel like throughout Canada, it's just like there's like a huge lack of people not supporting mental health issues, mental health problems. I feel like there's also a stigma and a little bit of a taboo where people feel like, oh yeah, this person is depressed and you should go back to work. Like, just because you're sad, it doesn't mean that you're incapable.
Well, one of the most important things that you can do right now is make sure that you're supporting primary care and family medicine. The reality is that by the time you get to needing specialized mental health services, you really have passed through the challenges of seeing a comprehensive family doctor. We know that 6.5 million Canadians don't have family doctors right now, and it's so important to make sure that we're supporting our family doctors and our primary care physicians and making sure that they're all in teams that can actually address the gamut of challenges that patients are facing, including the challenges they're facing with mental health.
First of all, we have to recognize and accept that there's a problem, and the problem is huge, and that we have to put resources to supporting it.
I think the big challenge is a lot of the help for mental health is so spread out. If you had an organization, maybe a minister that was focused on mental health, that would help make a difference to consolidate and bring all those different groups together.
I think increased resources is not necessarily the only answer. I think it has to be integrated with other supports in the community. And the fentanyl crisis, for instance, involves a lot of mental health issues, and tackling it simply as a mental health issue or as a drug problem is not sufficient by themselves. So that's an example of how I think things could be improved by integration.
Number one, general awareness, getting the word out there, and just showing. I think there are quite a few resources available, and I think it's just promoting that, showing the availability, but just overall sympathy and being there. And I think that gets the awareness out and the word of what's available out there.
Provide better resources, more money. Yeah, I don't know. I'm fairly equipped at my work with resources available to me through my benefits, but yeah, maybe some more government funded benefits towards it.
Many people will tell you how unrepentantly proud they are to be a Canadian. In our over 150 years of existence, we've established a reputation as peacekeepers, advocates for human rights, and also our contributions to 2 world wars, Korea and Afghanistan. But how are we looked at by other countries around the world? Some people have called us an energy superpower, while others think we play a smaller role globally because of our lower population. So, how do you think Canada is perceived beyond its own borders? Our question.
Do you feel Canada is respected on the world stage?
For the most part, yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, you would like to expand on that?
Well, it just seems like Trudeau's been in long enough now that he's gotten older, wiser, hopefully, and people seem to respect what he has to say, I find.
Probably more so, I guess, than most places. I guess we're always kind of comparing us to the country down south, so I don't know. I think we've got our own mind, and I don't think we necessarily always have to follow what everybody else is doing, and I don't think we do, but we certainly have a big part to play. I think we probably hit a bit above our weight for considering the small population that we have.
Diplomatically and politically, sure, we are. But internationally, I mean, the old saying goes, there are people who would chop off their left arm just to come here. I mean, we have a reputation known the world over, and I mean, if that isn't respect enough, I don't know what is.
There is a reason why there is a lot of immigration movement here, and I think that's because of the kind of respect the country demands on a global scale.
I think we are. I'm more than, I'm going to say, the Americans. I mean, I would go, I feel comfortable going almost anywhere. You know, as a Canadian, I think we're pretty well viewed. Too polite, maybe a little bit, eh? But aside from that, I think we're doing okay for our reputation.
I think we're respected in some areas, but I don't know if we're respected in all aspects. Like I know like we were talking about military earlier, we don't have as big as a military as some other countries. However, we're in NATO, right? So we have a lot of backup, right? So, but sometimes I think people might think Canadians are maybe a little more passive than some of the other countries. But I think that's a good thing because it just shows that we're maybe a kinder population, right? So
I think in some respects, absolutely, as a peacekeeping nation. In others, we are not a leader, such as environmental protections and probably transportation. So yes in some and no in others.
I think we are for the most part. We're pretty friendly, we're helpful. I think we could maybe amp up our military presence a little bit more. I mean, let's face it, we've got old warships and old planes and stuff. And I think if we put a little bit more into our military, it would help us more. But I think for the most part, Canada holds their own and supports where they can.
Absolutely, Canada is respected on the world stage. Why? Well, it's a prosperous and a safe place to live. We got the natural beauty. We've got good people.
I just came back from an international trip in Asia, and I was proud to say that I was from Canada, and my wife and I, we were, welcomed because we were Canadians, right? So, being welcome's one thing, being respected is another, but I'm going to say because we are welcomed, there's got to be some respect there.
I think historically, I think we probably have been. I think we tend to probably consider ourselves to be more of a player and more respected than we really are. I mean, we always have been a minor player. And I guess we've maybe played a role as a arbiter in the past, but I don't think anyone's paid a massive amount of attention to us as much as we like to think they have.
Yeah, I feel like it does. Like as an international student and like immigrant pretty much, I feel like it is regarded very, especially my community, Latin America is regarded like highly. Most people are always, speaking highly about Canada, like the openness also to like immigrants and the position of the country. I feel like it is good and I feel like it is respected and it's considered for sure one of the most important countries out there, like same as US or like Germany or like all of those like big first world countries.
I think Canada is respected on a world stage in terms of its human rights, the kindness of its people, the support of its people for other nations. I would not say that we're respected worldwide in terms of our ability to contribute to various things that are important to other countries, like the support of Ukraine. I think Canadians individually and in groups do well. The government has already said it's not going to be able to meet its commitment to NATO. So good and bad, I think, but certainly in terms of our humanity, absolutely.
I don't know, I love being from Canada because of that. Like, I love being able to tell people I'm Canadian because, well, Canada's like the top two countries along with the United States.
Great answer.
Yeah. Canadians are also known as very nice people. When I go travel, people always call me nice because I'm Canadian and stuff, yeah.
So actually, funny you ask. So I used to travel. I was a documentary cinematographer for quite a while, basically till this year. COVID obviously made some troubles with that. But my experience is always that Canada on the world stage, at least just from the average citizen perspective, is quite well respected. It has like a really good image of itself. Yeah, that was just my experience, yeah.
Who was the first racialized person appointed as Governor General? Is it Adrienne Clarkson, Michaëlle Jean, Mary Simon? Clarkson, Jean, or Simon?
Jean. Michaëlle Jean.
Michaëlle Jean? I'm going to go with Michaëlle Jean.
Adrienne Clarkson.
I think it was Jean. Michaëlle Jean.
Michaëlle Jean?
I'm going to guess Adrienne Clarkson.
You would be absolutely correct, sir.
Oh, thank you very kindly. I appreciate that.
The Right Honourable Adrienne Clarkson served as Canada's 26th Governor General. Clarkson was born in Hong Kong and arrived in Canada as a refugee in 1942. In her earlier years, she was a distinguished Canadian broadcaster and print journalist. She was appointed Governor General in 1999 by Prime Minister Jean Chrétien and was the first racialized person to serve in that role. Adrienne Clarkson remained Governor General until 2005 and paved the way for future Governors General to follow in her footsteps.
With a minority government, an election could happen sooner than later. And when that eventually does occur, each political party will be working hard to win you over. So we put our ear to the ground to ask Canadians what it will take to get their vote when it comes time to cast their ballot. Our question:
what would it take for a political party to win your support?
To win my support, I'd like, ideally, I'd like a party to not only espouse platforms and have platforms that reflect my values and my vision of Canada. And I would also like them to be practical and understand economic reality as well.
Do something about inflation. Again, do something more about our military. Definitely make some contributions more towards our health needs, our needs of doctors and nurses and all of those people. I think those are the big points.
They follow through on what they actually do in their campaign, right? And they're not going to sit there and lie to us multiple times. My favorite politician was Ralph Klein. I was 18 when he got in, and he did everything he said he would. People were mad at me. I'm like, but he made those promises in the campaign. You knew what he was doing because he's very clear.
Well, putting their money in the right spots and spending tax dollars properly. And like I said, even like if there was a huge push on financing mental health and this party really pushed that, I would vote for that party 100%.
I feel like for young people like me and others that I've talked to, inclusiveness and an open mind is what it takes. I feel like a lot of political parties are just very one way or the highway or whatever that saying is, but yeah.
Follow through, like the same as trust. Follow through with what you say. If you're giving more to healthcare, put it towards healthcare, but make sure that the people at the lower end aren't spending it on something else because it's a corporation that can steal it from one that's supposed to go to the other.
They need to become more centrists. I agree with neither the left nor the right at this point. I see the right particularly as going too far towards what I see as the hardline right conservative under the United States. And the far left is there's things we can't afford. I think for me to support somebody, we've got to be centrists. We used to call them red Tories. You were a conservative, you were a progressive conservative, with a fiscal conscience, but also a social conscience. And I think that's what this country needs right now. Somebody in the middle.
At the end of the day, like politicians still need to do their job and focus on, getting things done to make sure the country runs right. So I think someone that's focused on that, maybe not too much on the kind of hot button issues that just get people excited. Like I get that you have a voter base, you want to keep that, but I just want to see people that are actually engaged in doing their job as a politician.
They'd have to grow up, become adults, and instead of this partisan bickering that's going on, honestly, it's become ridiculous.
Yeah. And what about you, sir?
I would agree with that, and to stop copying the American style of politicking. That's the issue.
I think what's been lost the last few years has been fiscal responsibility and where taxpayer money is going. I think there's a lot of great programs out there, but I want to know what that's going to cost me at the end of the day. And I want that information up front before I would vote. So I think that's kind of getting lost.
I'm not like a political minded individual anyways. I do vote, but it's usually, one of those votes at the very last minute where I'm like, okay, who do I pick? I mean, I don't hold, I vote because I know my vote counts, but I don't really think that I have too much in-depth knowledge about everybody's platforms when I'm voting, to be honest. I don't know if that's maybe a generational thing or...
Making the necessities more affordable for Canadians. That's the number one thing. And I think focusing on the housing issue too would be a big thing to get my support.
Improve the health system. And as a former teacher, to improve the education system. I think in a lot of cases it's listening to people. I think a lot of people think it's lip service, that the politicians want to hear what you have to say 3 months before an election, and then it goes on deaf ears. So I think they want to see parties that follow through on what they promise and their concerns, and not forget about it the day after the election.
Mostly environmental stuff, because I love Mother Nature. I love going for walks. Start by making actual promises of helping the environment, going more green. Another thing, mental health, providing more mental health services for people like drug addicts, because I have a sister who was addicted to hardcore drugs, and she got out of herself. She got out of that herself, so I'm very proud of her for that. But just providing more mental health services for addicts and recovering addicts, and for people like me as well.
For me, it would be more awareness on the animal industry, on just the treatment of animals. I'm a vegetarian and I'm in the process of becoming vegan, and I find a lot of the parties have no interest or don't even bring that up. So if that was something that was brought up and actually something was done about it and talked about, that would pique my interest majorly. Yeah.
Be real about spending and the deficit. We can't live in debt forever. Operate the country like it's a household. At this rate, the country would have been foreclosed on long ago. We don't produce much as a country. We don't have a lot of exports. We buy everything from other countries. We're so dependent on others. Like, that's been happening for generations. So I think we need to get back more to that.
Canada's hospitals are stressed to the max, resulting in some temporarily closing their emergency departments. Doctors and nurses are suffering from burnout after operating over capacity for years. And surgeons are still working on their backlog of cases likely delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic. This crisis has severely affected the amount of medical services available to Canadians, as well as putting wait times through the roof. We understand how it affects the country on a broader level, but how about on a personal level? We took this question to Canadians.
What impact does the healthcare crisis have on your life?
It hasn't me directly, but I'm lucky. Even though I'm a senior, I'm fairly healthy and haven't had to avail myself much of the healthcare system. So,
Yeah, so I broke my wrist in September, and in Toronto, there's always a joke that there's long wait times. It's like 5-6 hours. Ottawa, this is the longest I've ever had to wait. It was 18 hours just to see a doctor for my wrist, and then they're like, "Yep, it's broken. You're gonna have to come back." And then I had to wait another like 24 hours. So, yeah, personally, it affected me quite a bit. And that's for something minor. I'd hope with something serious, you would hopefully get a lot faster than 17 or 18 hours in Ottawa. But yeah, so on a personal level, it's affected me. And then it also makes me think of so many people who are affected by things worse than like a sprained wrist, right? So yeah.
I'm a minor, so I don't have many health issues, but like I have a father who has like arthritis, and I have a grandmother whose health is not always good. So with the waiting and everything at the emergency, it's kind of long, and so I think it should be kind of dealt with because it's problematic, like really.
Fortunately, I haven't been sick since I came here. It's been 8 months till now. But I still hesitate when I think about some things that I do and that makes me fall sick. So I know the healthcare system is not pretty well here, but things will get better by time.
Right now, it hasn't had any because we're lucky enough to have a doctor. But our doctor's going to be retiring in the next year or two. So as you're getting older, I mean, I'm 75. So to think that when you need the doctor most, then you don't have one. It's pretty scary.
Not at the moment, nothing. When COVID first started, I had an injury and I had a hernia and I couldn't get access it took me like a year and a half until I could actually see a doctor about it. So that was pretty impactful. So I basically was stuck living in pain for like a year and a half. So that was pretty bad.
My dad's lived in New Brunswick for just about 7 years, I think, and still they have not had a family doctor. There's like the waiting list, but it's very bad.
Yeah, there's lots of dentists around here. No family doctors.
No.
I think it has an impact on everybody's life, particularly where you're dealing with an older population. I think it used to be something that you think about because it was your grandparents or your parents, but now it's hitting you, right? It's hitting your friends, it's hitting people you know. So it's a lot closer to home probably than it's been in a long time because of the demographic.
I'm scared of getting sick. I don't know what's gonna happen if I do get sick. I just don't know. So yeah, I think that's it.
I don't have a doctor,
I'm a recent move to New Brunswick, and if I have a primary care issue, I need to go to the emergency room or potentially tap into individuals who may be facing that challenge. So, so that's a direct impact on me.
Personally, for me, not much because I'm still healthy, but I have people who have had minor injuries where they needed to be addressed right away, and they didn't receive health care. They waited in the emergency room for far too long, and it just gets worse. Every generation is worse.
Well, my doctor just retired, so now I do not have a doctor. There could be implications down the road. It's more down the road than right now. Right now, I'm kind of healthy. At least I'm on the right side of the sod. So
I got bit by my dog last year. It's not like that big of a thing, but I had to go get 10 stitches in my mouth, and it took 11 hours for me to get 10 stitches with like a actively bleeding mouth ripped in half everywhere, which was kind of uncool. I just wanted to go home and sleep, and it was like 8 a.m. in the morning, and they're stitching me together.
Well, I've had a few surgeries lately, and I can't get it done here because the provincial government hasn't put a cancer clinic here. I had to go down to Vancouver twice for eye surgery.
I think the healthcare system went downhill, as soon as COVID came about. So I think COVID has a lot to do with the downfall of the healthcare system.
I'm a carried, so it has a huge effect on my life. The short staff, the lack of resources, the mandate that they came out with that anybody who didn't have their vaccine couldn't work. So now we're short nurses and carrieds and doctors, and how many people out there actually have a family doctor and they're not piling into the hospitals because they need a prescription or whatever's going on with them.
Well, I just lost my grandfather it took them 3 days to figure out he had COVID when he already had severe dementia and he couldn't take care of himself, but the hospital was so backed up, and when they took him in, they didn't even test him for COVID. So that should be an instant thing right away, especially an old person, when they go in sick, COVID test right away. And honestly, we need more spaces to send. Say if it's someone recovering from an overdose or their drug addiction, they shouldn't be in the hospital beds. They should be in certain care centers, because our rehab centers are even like overflowing.
Thanks for watching this episode of Outburst on CPAC. If you have any comments about this show or any other show, you can find us on social media. You can also find us on our website at www.cpac.ca. I'm Glenn McGuinness, and on behalf of my colleagues at the Cable Public Affairs Channel, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.